Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Bleeves Crypto Show, late night edition. We are trading with Bleeves, and we're doing a pretty good job so far. Now, we did have a dip that came down. I forced a few positions here, so we didn't like them. We weren't feeling really good about it, but we were able to, as they say where I'm from, recover a little bit. So here we sit right now. Let me pop to the side here, and you can see where we are right now. So we're up $27 or 68% right now on one of our link trades. We have two trades in the mix right now. The other one, we're up 41% or $412. Unrealized P&L on our Bitcoin long right now, $148, and our unrealized P&L for Ethereum right now, $225. Solana, not really breaking out like I had anticipated or had hoped. So we're up $33 on that one. But generally and overall, should we take the profit right now, we are going to be up by quite a bit. Now, that's not going to be the right percentage for where I wanted to be. It's going to be about 8%. It was looking for about a 10% gain on this before we did anything. And I've set some sell orders right now for Link. I want to see how we do. We've got about an hour left in the evening to see how these things are running right now. But so far, we're looking pretty good. Now, feeling a little bit under the weather, so this is probably not going to be a very long show tonight. My nose has been running for months. And today, suddenly, not only is it running, but all of a sudden I'm starting to get that difficulty talking, sort of nasally feel. My nose is getting stuffed up. I just took an allergy pill an hour ago, and that's when it started. But I thought maybe the allergy pill might fix the runny nose portion. Not so far. Maybe I'm coming down with something. However, so far, up pretty good on each and every one of these right now. Our unrealized gains, again, are going to be up. We're going to be over $6,000 with it right now. I don't want to enter new positions at this point because it really kind of looks like we're in a pretty decent position. The only thing left to really run right now is that Avalanche. So, Avalanche has done us no good for right now, but it is up on the day, and we're starting to get a little bit of move. So let's look at some of these charts and see exactly where we are. First of all, Link, again, we're up pretty good. We're going to start with Bitcoin. We're not going to start with Link. 114,300. We got a nice little recovery, 2 days worth of nice recovery for the last couple of days. Move that just a little bit. So decent profit that we've now made off of it, but I do think that we're going to go at least a bit higher. What I'm going to be looking for is a full move to 564. However, let me point out right here, I've got a take profit set at 14,400 right now. Bitcoin currently trading in their order books at 114,173. Now, I have a decision to make. And the decision is, do I think this is going to go up to the top of this range? And you got this right here, you got this right here, and you got this right here, and a lot of this right here telling me that 117,564 seems to be a target area. So, I look at that and I think that that seems to be a spot where there's a lot of profit right there. And, you know, when I zoom out here, get to a longer time frame, get into the 2 weeks, am I seeing anything at 117,550? And the answer to that is, oh, absolutely. We're looking at 118,922. Next move looks like, in the event that there is a full-on next move, very difficult to predict, but generally speaking, the biggest pocket of liquidity is where you're going to attack. That's 118,922. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to end this. I'm going to remove that. Now I'm going to set another one at 118,900. 118,900. We're going to do that at 118,700 because this thing moves a little bit off from the rest of the markets there. So we'll do that. We'll move that. Estimated P&L. What am I? I don't know what that one was all about. We're going to do that one more time. 118,700. We're going to do a full sell right there and confirm. Boom. All right. So we've made a change. The change is we're going to do 118,700. I think Bitcoin probably headed there. As a matter of fact, it's pumping right now. That 114,400 probably just about to get triggered. So I'm gonna keep that risk in the game right now. The estimated liquidation price is 103,000, and I like my odds on this one. I like my odds on this one. Dr. Profit says this is a top signal and bear market coming soon. You mean the Dr. Profit who told us we were going to 48,000 Bitcoin a couple months ago and we didn't even come close? Yeah, I don't trust what he says. He's no better or worse than anybody else. He's looking at the same things that most of us are looking at, and he's a Bitcoin maxi. I really, at this point, he's a Bitcoin maxi. If Dr. Profit looked at M2 money supply and came up with the thesis that we're done, when we can clearly see we're going so much higher, then he's out of his goddamn mind. Okay. There's a double top right here. There was a double top over here. There was a dip down here. This is where, by the way, just for full disclosure, the reason that Dr. Profit blocked me was because I called him out over here. He told everybody somewhere around 85, 90,000, right here about 95,000, that we were going down to 50,000 and there was nothing that we could do about it, that it was coming down. Yeah, I think really he was just kind of looking at the bottom of this wick right here. And he said that he got all of his orders put in this position, blah, 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 blah. Then it reversed on a dime at 75,000, which, by the way, let me tell you who predicted that. It was me at 75,000. So I went into one of his little threads and I said, hey, I'm the guy that called this at 75,000 while you were calling it at 50,000. If you idiots are still following this guy, you're out of your goddamn mind, because he doesn't know what he's talking about. And then it broke out from here and went crazy. Then he blocked me, and you can still see somebody when they've blocked you. But then he says, I've reversed position, am bullish again. What the fuck is going on? And by the way, everybody reserves the right to change their thesis based on new details or new data or new whatever coming through. So, you know, he's welcome to change his mind and get on the right train instead of being on the wrong train. But yeah, he ended up blocking me because I was right. And look, people hate that. They hate, certainly if I take a victory lap, they fucking hate it. So, yeah, but if this guy is telling you that the run's over, he's retarded. Like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. If this guy is telling you that it's over and gold is pumping to an all-time high, and we know the rotation of gold to Bitcoin, from Bitcoin to altcoins, and he's telling you that it's over, I mean, again, what That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Also, it should be noted that one of the things that the head orange in charge likes to do is he likes to tank the markets to buy dips. Just so you guys know. And Trump has said this specifically, that he likes to tank markets so that he can buy dips and he can buy things at a discount so that he can make money off of them. So what are we doing? We're going to listen to Dr. Profit, and we're not going to listen to Trump thinking that we're going to head into a golden age. We're listening to Dr. Profit, who couldn't get the bottom on Bitcoin, said, and setting longs these positions right here still, and had not sold, and then sold everything and told everybody, this is my conviction, this is what I'm going to do. Oh yeah, just kidding. Nah. F that G is basically what I can say there. So he's going to continue being wrong, and we're going to continue making profit. All right. But not Dr. Profit, because goddamn, poor knucklehead. Poor knucklehead. Like, man, poor guy. All right. Anyway, so now that we have this playing out, let's see what we've got. I'm going to put that at 118,700. Okay. So moving on to Ethereum. Ethereum, as you can see right here, popping off a little bit too. We're going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of this. We're looking for a full-on, where's my take profit set for Ethereum right now? My take profit is set at 4,400. So I'm very tight on the range right here. It's set for my entry position, which was right here, just in case we broke above it. What I was looking for was a break above and then a break back down, and then we were going to enter that position. That would be the entry right there. So at 4,400, we're going to do a full take profit on that one. So it's just a matter of time before that one triggers right now. Let's get rid of money supply, because we already know money supply is showing us headed up. So Ethereum, the question right now for Ethereum is, does it go back and does it test the all-time high? And if you look at it from the context that I would look at it, which is these tops over here, and we're trying to find, like, where do we scale this, like right to that little top of the zone right there. It'll be about right there. So 4,800 basically is where I think the top of this may go. I'm still not convinced that it's going to go absolutely bonkers. I'm still not convinced of that. So I'm going to take my profit at 4,400. Again, I told you guys, we want to keep these tight. So we'll take it at 4,400, and then we'll see if it comes back down here and we get another entry. And then we'll see if it breaks above to 44 or 45 or 46 and then breaks back down to 44. Maybe we'll re-enter at 44 on that dip. If it breaks out, then the next move is going to be up here to this 4,700. So a break down to this range after that is going to be like right there. Do you know if Acceler is going to launch after pre-sale ends, or are they going to wait a few days? I have no idea. I have no idea. I thought it was going to launch right after, but I'm really not 100% sure exactly when it's going to launch. Nonetheless, that's what I'm going to set right now. I'm going to leave that right there as my entry, because it's also going to be my exit for this trade right here. Then we'll see how it plays out. For Solana, Solana was not running very well. When we took this trade, we're up 6% right now. I put a full take profit at $230, thinking that we're going to get a nice little surge up into the bottom. I think of this little, I think I put it right there. Yeah, it's going to be right there. So I feel like when I look at this, that what I'm seeing is I'm still seeing bullish trend. We're still in an uptrend. We're still in an uptrend up here. We're not minting lower highs or anything like that. We're still bullish. So I think that another surge up in here could be on tap. Problem is, there's been so much new Solana minted that, you know, it might dilute, because the same market cap. When we got to 253, we were at the all-time high by market cap. But there's so much more Solana in circulation right now that was not here 9 months ago when we hit 295, that it just diluted what the potential for a pump was. So now we need to see it go over in order to get back into that range, which makes it more difficult. So we're going to stick with 230 on this one, and we're going to set the take profit there for 230. We're going to see if we don't run over the next couple of days and get a nice little lift off. The other one that we were looking at was XRP. I gave it to you at 270 over here. It's bounced up all the way in the range. By the way, look at this. We called this one, you could not be more perfect. We called it at 270. It dipped down to 270. Then we called the top up here at 298. Is that right? No, 293. And it went right up to 293. Excuse me. So now we did not have a trade on this one. We did not get into XRP on it, but we ran out of capital as we were doing it. Remember, I only did 5,000 on this. So if you are, and if you have not triggered at 293, then you might as well hold on to it. Now, here's the problem. The problem with this is we're still generally speaking bullish, but remember we looked at Solana and we felt like Solana was making a bold move right there. The bold move from XRP already happened, and now we're getting this sort of pattern playing out, which, by the way, is a bullish breakout, but it's probably a bullish breakout to the top of this range again, which is only 366. Like, it's not set up for a massive breakout, at least in my opinion right now. So what I would be looking for if we're talking about XRP is let's broaden this wedge right here. And let's just say that this is what I'm looking for right now. Maybe a break up into it at 303 or 304, and then another break back down, maybe even giving us one more test at 270. Now, if it doesn't and it breaks out above and then comes back down for a back test, hovering around 293, 294, 295 in that zone, and then we break above, and then we break above 318, then the rally is back on, and it's going to go, and it's going to keep going. But I want to see that play out first. Most important thing right now is we're probably going to see that. That's the most likely scenario. So I'm not in on it, but that's what I see happening. Then we have Link right here. Link was looking strong for a period of time, went up to $28. I like where Link was headed. We took this trade a little, so we were actually a little bit off on this one because I think we took it like right here where we thought it was going to be. Where did we get in? We got in at 2107 and 2054. So we got kind of close to the bottom here, but not exactly. But what we did was we took our thesis and we said, well, we just ran here. We just came down here. We just came back up here. We just came back down here deeper. So we got in this little spot right here in that golden zone. And now we're looking for a break above. And that's what we've gotten so far. We had a surge, but the surge didn't continue. However, if we actually get a surge, then we're looking at a surge up into this all-time high. Now, I took the profit way before the all-time high. I set my take profit right here at $27, right in this range right there. Just to be aggressive on it, because again, I think that Link has been underserved for a little while, that RWA is starting to take heat as we get closer to, what do you call it? The Clarity Act passing. As we get closer to that, we're probably going to see some interesting stuff happen. So I don't think we're going to see some downward momentum, or at least it doesn't feel like we're going to see downward momentum. By the way, let me go back one more time to Dr. Profit and let you guys know that I don't think he's right. But if you look at something like Chainlink, you actually see what he's talking about. You've got this happening, you've got this happening, and you've got this happening, but you've also got this little hot surge, and now you've got a lower high over here. Now, problem with that thesis is when you get into this trend, this is exactly what you see before a breakout. So this is looking more like a breakout based on the scenario than it's looking like that we're at the end of it. So I'm going to ride it and see what happens over here. SWE did not give us that bottom, but it gave us our entry position, and we're up over the entry position. If you're on this one, set a take profit here at $3.83. Get your money out when you can. Let it come up into this range right here. So that's all I got to say right now about SWE. I would just set a profit around 380-ish. Cardano, stablecoin. I wonder if Charles Hoskinson just hates when that happens. Did not get the dip all the way down here, by the way, into this range, which I thought, like, again, it's about the stablest of stable coins, you know. So we didn't get the dip like we wanted, and we got a nice little reversal there. So I'm going to miss out on this one. But, you know, if you got in and you went ahead and took the trade right now, then I would certainly be looking for a full take profit around 93, 94 cents right there. It's going to be the top of this range, top of this little area, and top of this range right here. So right there at 93 cents, that would be where I would do a full take profit and get out of that trade. Again, this one looks like it's downward momentum, pump up here, pump back down here maybe. You know, we might even get that entry position that I'm talking about over the next couple of days. Doesn't mean that we're done. Doesn't mean that the run is over. Avalanche sitting at $3.40. Avalanche had a significant run the other day. Then it dipped really hard. Now, when we look at it, then we've got our Fibonacci that says that this is what we got. Now, what happened? We got the move. Then we got the dip. Then we got the move back up to a higher high. Then we got the dip back down even lower, and now we're building back up. This thing is about to send again. That's what it looks like, just like some of these are. Moderators, please help with who the best validator is, who is working in our best interest. Dude, you're going to have to... this is not the place for that. You should go to validator.info and look at the validator and decide how you would have voted. Here's your validators. I mean, you can go to each one of them and start looking. Now, for the most part, Lunk Live has been a good one. For the most part, Stakely, I think, has been a pretty good one. I mean, I'm going to be biased for Terraport and Terra Casino because they're sponsors of the channel. By the way, remember Marjax is sponsoring this stream. So you know what? Son of a bitch. Duh. Dumb. I should have been like that. Anyway, it really comes down to how did they vote? For example, all nodes governance, proposal to upgrade. They passed that. Where are they voting no here? Signal proposal for USTD, the decentralized, they blocked that one. Automatic follower for long-term inactive validators, delegation choice. They didn't do anything with that. USTC staking system, they did not bother to vote. SDK, they abstained. Terra module abstained. I don't like them because it's a centralization of power to the point that you are being warned right now that validators 1 through 4 hold 33 1/3 or more of the validation, which means that they are way too powerful right now. And look, if that's what we're doing, that's what we're doing. So there's not much that you can do about that. But the question that you have to ask is, do they want what's good for you? Now, generally speaking, it is my opinion that Lunk Live, which is Mr. Diamond Hands, that he wants what's best for you. So generally speaking, I think that he does. However, I do not like that he voted no on the USTD. When you look at the governance over here, generally you're going to see here that I go along with him for almost everything. But on this one, he said validators are to protect the network from any threat or risks that compromise the integrity of this chain and its people. Our focus is mainly on the people and protecting their investment. And to that, I would say that's bullshit. Ain't nobody protecting anybody. Ain't nobody protecting anybody, okay? Show me where you're being protected by these validators, okay? So I understand why he's saying it. I understand what he feels like the mission is, but they are not protecting you. And as a matter of fact, they are every month selling off on you. And I don't know what they do with theirs. He could be putting it back in and rolling it over and just accumulating more Lunk every single month. What he does with it is his business. And I don't think Diamond Hands really needs the money. So, he could be just getting more and holding on to it. But my point to it is, when you look at this, then I don't see anywhere where these validators that are currently voting have done anything to help this chain at all. Nothing. At best, Happy Caddy Crypto created a wallet. You can use the Lunk Dash wallet. I still haven't messed with it yet, by the way. But, I mean, you can make an argument here that you've got a Lunk Dash wallet because of Happy Caddy Crypto. So, you can do that one or say that one. But, and Terraport for the Terraport people, Terra Casino for Terra Casino. Vegas speaks for itself. Vegas Morph. Strathcole. There are people who are building Juris Protocol, which has a validator. Garuda, which has a validator. There are people with validators out here that I think do good work, and not everybody's going to agree on everything, but these guys, I think Vegas would be one, Terraport, Terra Casino, Strathcole. I would look at those guys, and those would be the people that I would give the power to. Some people are not going to like that because they want to build and they don't want to just leave it as a dead chain. And some of these other guys, I don't think that Jesus is Lord wants this chain to succeed. And if you can show me on the chart or on the voting where it looks like he wants it to succeed, I'll recant. But you can't. You know what I mean? You cannot show me where Jesus is Lord is doing anything but grifting you and, taking your liquidity every month and doing whatever he does with it. You can't convince me otherwise. Does not mean he's a bad person. Just means that what he wants is different from what, as investors, we should all want. What we should all want, Banana Zone, what we should want is leadership and direction. We are adrift without an oar, and they love it that way because that's how they keep the grift alive. That's how they keep getting your money out of your pocket. My opinion. So, not a fan. Anyway, so generally speaking, though, with Lunk Live, I vote almost in lockstep with him on most of the stuff. So again, just go to validator.info, pull up the Terra Classic, and then just start looking. Do your due diligence, and don't take what I say. Because here's the thing. What if you disagree with me? Because I think the USTD vote should be yes. Okay, so if you disagree with me and you think that it should be no, then that shouldn't be the deciding factor is the USTD proposal. What should be the deciding factor is everything else that's been done along the way. So find somebody who voted no and then start going back and looking and see, what did I say to this? Keep looking through, what did I say to all of this stuff? Figure it out and, see what happens. Also, you might notice a lot of movement lately. And part of the reason for that, and look at the total stake is down again. It was back over $1 trillion not that long ago. Came back down to about 930 or 946 the other day. People are moving stuff around a lot. And by the way, at this point, because these people are voting to kill the chain as opposed to promote the chain, if they're doing that, they're not interested in a pump. They're not interested in a pump at all. Okay. They're interested in just continuing to grift you. And by the way, let's not get this twisted, okay? Whatever the liquidity is, they're cashing out every month. And if not everybody is cashing out, enough people are cashing out that the validators are the ones that are currently draining, and they're not providing enough value in terms of new investors coming onto the blockchain. They're not doing anything to help. My opinion. So we need building. We need people we need serious people doing serious shit instead of sitting over here crying about, I don't want a stable coin. Stable coins are nasty. You fucking stupid. You know what I mean? There's no benefit. There's no benefit that they're giving you right now. Okay. So, but I'm just dunking on them right now. I need to move on from that. Anyway. Near Protocol. I want to get back into Near Protocol because I think Near Protocol is about to have a breakout. I think it's about to have a nice little run here. It's like it did before over here at the end of last year. Very fast. Near is one of the fastest blockchains around. And I think that speed on the blockchain is going to matter a lot. So I can see a breakout just ripping and doing a cute little 3X here on Near Protocol in the coming months. You know what I mean? Something like this happened over here, and then boom, just went absolutely crazy. I can see something like that happening again. That's what I'm looking for. So I want to get into near, but I want it to be exactly right. H bar. Now, what we talked about before with H bar was that Elliott wave pattern playing out, and let's go see, did the Elliott wave play out? First of all, let's get rid of this. Now, is the Elliott wave playing out? And the answer to that is yes. It'll take some time. We'll see whether it continues, but the second part of the Elliott wave was completed, it looks like, and now we have another trend reversal. So it looks like that H bar is probably on its way up here into, this is a guess, by the way, but somewhere in this 35 to 40 cent range. Then it'll probably dip back down into that 30-cent range, and then boom, break out and go to 45 cents or so. You never know how it's going to break out, but again, that's what it's looking like for right now. We'll see whether or not that does play. Sonium or Sonic Chain. I said that it would have to go up here to be bullish, because I don't like where it is right now. This is my confirmation of bullishness, and it just continues. This is a bear. This is in a bear position right here, because you're continuing to mint lows and people are selling off on it, and you're not getting that move back to the upside. You're not getting that aggressive move. Now, the good news for this is that where you're trading right now can't go much lower, I don't think. So 24 cents, if you could accumulate a little bit at 24 cents, you might at nothing else get a move up here to about 30 or 40% back into this trading range right there. And then that's when you get your little breakouts, and that's when it could happen. But I still don't see it. Aerodrome. Aerodrome is crashing a lot more, but still boom, 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 bullish. Now, the breakout over here was an anomaly. Most of it's settling right in this range. So this move right here, up to $1.50 or $1.60, would be an aggressive and profitable move. So I would be looking like right now is a perfect time to accumulate a little bit of arrow. You might have some downside momentum. I wouldn't use a leverage position for it if I'm buying it right now, but it's not a bad place to enter if you're on spot. Pendle is trying, man. Pendle keeps trying this. Now we're at that. We got the expanding wedge here. We are boom, 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 boom. Let's break this out a little bit further. Break this out just a little bit further too, and most likely we break up to the top of this range to about $7.50. I don't know what goes beyond that, and then probably breaks back down here again. Whatever the pattern is, the pattern is. So. If we were guessing, duh, and then, back down, same thing. So I think this is a perfect spot for entry. You're at the bottom of the range on Pendle. Again, because it's already bounced off of your resistance area right there, because it's already bounced off, I would not go in a leverage position. Or if you did, I would put a lot of risk on it and use low leverage. But the upside of this is pretty significant, up in that $7.50 range. All right, Mantra still not doing anything of note here. It started to break out a little while ago. I mean, look at this. This is on the daily. We got an attempt at a break back upwards right here. Went back up to, was this 18.5? We're still underwater on it. We're still holding on to it. So we're not ready to, but this is still bearish. This is just like the other one we were just talking about. We're still bearish. We got lower, 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 sideways, which felt like maybe we had a reversal, and then we just tanked even lower. So that's happening as well. So we're, still not bullish right here. Still not seeing that liquidity flow back in. Mantra is moving away from every other chain, by the way, and their liquidity pool is going to expand on their own chain going forward. They are focusing on bringing in whales. Whales there's not enough liquidity right now for the type of whales they want to attract. So they're looking to consolidate in order to create a liquidity pool that will allow them to do that. Devi has less than 48 hours now, close to, 29 hours. They have 29 hours left to launch their public shard to meet their goal. I don't know if they're going to meet their goal or not, but I think one of them said, I'm not making this up, they stopped the roadmap to make sure that the roadmap was going to be right. They stopped it to make sure. And then after doing that, then commented in chat, well, what if it's a few days late? That's not a good look. That doesn't mean that there's a problem. That doesn't mean that it should change your bullishness about it. But it's also, you know, the most important thing is to be honest about something and not dishonest about it. So I want to be honest with you and say that people are going to look at it and they're not going to have a problem if it doesn't release tomorrow. If it does not release tomorrow, it doesn't matter if it comes out on October 1st or October 2nd or whatever it is. If it does not launch tomorrow, that's going to mean another thing where they missed. Now, it's early to say that they've missed anything, but if they do, then you're looking at, you know, it could dump down into that 40, under 40 cents again. It could dump down into this, like, you know, kind of the top of this range here at around 35, somewhere between 30 and 35 cents. Doesn't mean that it will, but if it doesn't launch, people are getting tired of waiting, by the way. People are getting tired of waiting for Devi to take off. And look, it's understandable because it ripped up here to $1.80. If you didn't take your profit along the way, if you didn't get that big move right there, then, you know, whatever. But there are people who are in this project right now watching Ethereum pump 3x while Devi is dumping, that are watching Solana, what is that, 2.5x while Devi is dumping. They're not getting value for their investment in their estimation. And if you can't be honest about that, then you have a problem. So there are a lot of people that are looking at this period of time. By the way, remember, XRP was at 50 cents and it was down to $1.60 at that same time, right? Or wherever it was, like 50 cents or whatever. It went up to $3.66. It would have been 6 or 7x for you as an investor if you had taken all your money out of Devi and put it into XRP. And my point to that is some people are over leveraged, and those over leveraged people sell. Those are the guys that panic sell. And if they don't meet their obligation or what they said, if they don't do what they said they were going to do, people are going to dump. Now, the level of how much they're going to dump remains to be seen. Maybe they don't. I could be wrong. I would like to be wrong. But I can also stare at this and tell you that if people wanted to continue holding, we'd still be continuing holding at $1.50 to $1.80. So again, this all comes down to, are you delivering on what you say? And don't forget, by the way, we all felt like the beginning of 2025 was when they were going to launch, but we also felt like the bull run was going to be here at the beginning of 2025. So, or at least altcoin season. And we didn't really get, we got an altcoin season, but we didn't get the altcoin season. We didn't get the banana zone that we were looking for. Everything got delayed, and maybe they didn't get delayed, by the way. Maybe we were just telling ourselves that it was going to happen and it didn't happen. But, we're not in that awesome zone yet. So take a little bit more time. Now, the other thing to that is, while this is going on, they're going to reset their clock, by the way. And if the public shard doesn't launch by tomorrow, then that means that their deadline and their roadmap doesn't mean anything because they're already missing it. So I have reason to believe it will launch tomorrow, no matter what. I'm almost certain of that. I would be interested. Again, it would be a bad look if it does not launch when they said that was going to launch, especially after, remember, they took the roadmap and they delayed the roadmap in order to make sure that they had what they wanted right. So if you go in and you're like, well, we can't launch that until we make sure that we got this. And then you go and you get this and you're like, do we got this now? And they're like, yeah. And then you launch it and then you don't meet that obligation. You are telling your investors that whatever you're doing is not as serious as what you made it out to be, right? Your timeline doesn't matter as much to you as what you said. Otherwise, you would have put that part, the public launch, into Q4 and then surprised people with an early October launch. So I think they'll do it tomorrow. I think it'll come out tomorrow. And then I think the developer tools will come out along with it. I think we'll see the whole thing get rolled out like first thing in the morning. And by the way, if that does happen, and some people can start to engage with it just a little bit, not for trading, but for at least getting on the chain and starting to see what it can do. If these guys can do a little bit of that and there's something to do for it, you might see a break above 59.60 cents, and you might see that move that I kept telling you guys about that was going to take us up into the 70-cent range, like right there. I want to say like right there. Is that 70 cents? Yeah, that's 75 cents. So the range that I'm giving you is based on some bullshit that was happening over here and right there. So there would be a breakout to that level, I think, if this happened. I think we're going to break out tomorrow if it's launched. If it's launched at the end of the day, that's not going to be it's going to be on time, but it won't be the best of signs. If we launch at the right time, early in the morning, like here we are, it's live, developers can start building, then I think that you're going to see a little bit of a move. You're going to see everybody's like, oh my God, it's finally here. The next step is to announce the partnership and to get that VASP license and to get the approvals to launch the exchange, which means that you're going to have to announce the partner. All that's going to happen. I do think the partner is NASDAQ. So, you're kind of sitting right here on the precipice of a massive breakout, in my opinion, but it's just a matter of getting there now. I mean, really, that's what it comes down to. It's a matter of getting there. The other thing, by the way, is we should always look at liquidity, because remember, when big money starts coming into DevE, and it will come into DevE, when big money starts coming in, they're going to want to be able to cash out too. So there's going to be a consolidation of liquidity on this project as well. And you will also see it starting to get listed on other exchanges, which it's currently not. And it's not getting listed on exchanges because they want, they want to be inevitable. They don't want to be somebody who's out here paying between $30,000 and $250,000 just to get listed on an exchange. They want to be inevitable. So they're looking at making a move that cannot be denied. So they go from a trading volume here of, I don't know what their trading volume is, by the way. Let's go look at it on Uniswap and get an idea. 100,000. Yeah. Trading volume is about 100,000. When you have 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 million trade volume, if that kind of shit happens, if it just kind of breaks out from there and starts to do that, then the exchanges are going to start listing them, and then it's going to be easier for people to start buying, and then then the price is going to go to the moon, and then everybody's going to get involved. All of the other, like it'll be on Coinbase before you know it. It'll be on Binance before you know it. It'll be because they want to do it because it's a moneymaker, not because DevE is paying them to do it. That's what I think is going to happen. So I'm excited. We'll see how it plays out. Now, with that, let's go look over here real quick. Volt, running it back up here, back almost to a penny. It ran over a penny, I think, yesterday or the day before, something like that. Will it hold in the 70s if it does hit that? Absolutely not. Nothing ever does. Nothing ever does stuff like that. I mean, XRP went to this level and then came all the way back down to $2.70. XRP went to this level at $3.38 and came all the way back down to $1.62. So if it goes to $70, then it will absolutely not stay at $70. Now, if it goes bonkers, okay, so if you're talking about DevE going absolutely out of its mind, then you have to look at like where is, let's say it goes to $70. All right, let's look at it. I mean, you can look at it with Fibonacci and you can kind of tell. First of all, it's going to go here. You know what? Let me go back to, and let's do this one more time. The first move for DevE is $1 billion. That's going to be between $10 and $12 right here. Okay. Then you're going to see a dip because people are going to take profit on the way, and you're going to see it kind of start to, what is the move? the move is to the top of the range, then it's back to the 0.5, then it's to the 236, then it comes down a little bit more, and then it starts to consolidate here for the breakout, right? That will happen pretty quickly, and then it will break out to 5 billion market cap. 5 billion market cap is going to put it at about $60. So the question at that point would be, again, all of this is 100% speculation, but if we go up here and we say that, you know, we're going to go to 70 bucks, let's just say we're going to 70 bucks right here, then I would expect that after it goes to $70, we would see, because it's brand new and because there's a lot of liquidity or a lot of liquidity issue, I would say it's going to come down to 786 or 618, which would be $24 to $34. We're going to see like, yo, bam, rips all the way up here. Then we're going to see it come all the way back down here. Then we're going to see that back test at $56. Then we're going to see the deeper dive right here. Then we're going to see it start to come back up, probably meander around this range, and then boom, break back out. That's when you'll see it. Now, that's going to be a lot longer. And the reason for that, let's remember something. The Dev Exchange is going to be live. It's going to be operational. It's going to be functional. It's going to be tradable. You're going to be able to use it. But NASDAQ will not be active until, I want to say, midway through 2026. I think that their launch time for in institutional trading at that point, their launch time for institutional trading is I want to say June of 2026, something like that. So it'd be like the end of the quarter. Something just got triggered. I don't see anything. No, I don't see anything got triggered, but I just heard. I just got an alarm, an alert. So I don't know what I had. I don't have any alerts set, I don't think. So I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that was. But the point is, I think DevE goes to 1 billion market cap. It hits 1 billion, messes around at 1 billion for a little while. Then it goes to 5 billion. And then from that point, we will see how strong it is. The other part to that is it's outside of the realm, in my mind, of possibility. But because it is who it is, because it is NASDAQ, you could see something like a move like SWE, to like 12 billion market cap, or whatever that number was. CoinGecko compare market cap. Where's SWE? Yeah, about 11 billion market cap. You could see something in the neighborhood of 10 billion because of who it is, and that's $134. So that would double up what you currently think that it's going to be. Like, it really could get that bananas. I don't think that it will, but it could. So we'll see what happens. And that's going to be the show, guys. I got to get out of here. I got to go get some stuff done. So thank you guys for tuning in. It's not financial advice. I'm always right. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you sign up at Margex. It helps me out tremendously to provide you with this content. I like doing this stream. I put it off for a long time, but let's do some trading. Let's make a bunch of money. It's time to do it. All right. We'll see you guys.
I'm looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world. I want to be shining